me after the ball game.
Take me out on the town.
Stay for fun, son. It's all a home run. Visit Arizona.
Visit myspringtraining.com.
You're listening to the Hot Topics podcast with Psycho 4081, the lovely Lady Lamb Chop, and the fabulous Felonious Feather. Let's get into it. Welcome everyone to another episode of Hot Topics podcast.
Why are you being silly already? We haven't even gotten started.
This is Psycho 4081.
I'm Lamb Chop.
Hey.
Hey.
And where's Felonious?
Don't even start. Don't even
No,
start.
last episode I said she might have been captured.
No, stop it. Stop it.
She has another engagement.
Oh
know,
my
so
gosh. What is wrong with you?
Special pre-recorded episode here. So we was talking about what were we talking about just a few minutes ago, 3 seconds ago?
You were talking about your plant.
Oh, plants.
You were talking about your plant.
Yeah. For those who don't know, if you travel overseas to another country, certain things you can't bring, or it has to go through certain
Inspections.
Mm-hmm. So I wanted to bring various seeds over to a country in Africa, and there's a guy who's online, and I forgot his name. He's a black guy, but he grows all these different exotic fruits.
Oh, wow.
I mean, stuff that I've never
In the United
seen.
States? Okay.
And I think he's in, I want to say maybe Alabama or Florida. He's in the South because they can grow
It's
everything.
warm. Right.
But he has some of the most fascinating produce.
Okay.
And I wanted to, before I left, I wanted to order a whole bunch of seeds and then do pots.
Okay. Okay.
And just because I want to grow everything that I could possibly grow. And I thought about it, and then I said, let me see. And they said, well, you have to get it inspected to make sure that there's no parasites on it and stuff like that. And then, so basically they'll look at it. They may toss some, they'll give you some, and they'll, do whatever. And I said, is it worth all that?
Not really.
And I said, nah.
Not really.
And I was going to sneak some cantaloupe seeds I got over there. But I'm pretty sure I can get all that there.
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I was looking at nurseries.
Okay.
So they have this one nursery over there. They have about 50 different varieties of fruit trees.
Oh, wow.
And I was doing the calculations, how many I can get for how much and all that type of stuff and their stuff. So I figured if I got all 50 varieties, I think they came to about an average of $7 to $8 per tree.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, I'm getting 12 per variety.
Who is doing all of this work?
Oh, I can hire people. I'll do the work. So basically, when I look at this stuff, they give you a description of what you need to do and what type of soil is needed and stuff like that. So basically, you dig this big hole, enough for the roots to go in, and depending on what type of tree you have, you want to make the soil softer. You might loamy, whatever. Like sometimes they want some sandy soil, and there's the different pH balances and stuff like that. And of course,
it's work. It's a lot of work.
I have we call it a pH balance measuring stick.
Okay.
Thank you, Timu.
You're exhausting me. Just the idea. I mean, it takes years before it produces fruit. So it's not like, so you got to put some long-term effort in it, right?
Some are fast growing.
Okay.
Some take 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
So, and I would probably hire somebody to dig
I'm
the
just like,
holes.
who's doing all that? Who's doing all that work?
But because of the cost of living is pretty cheap.
Okay.
And what was it? A friend of mine over in this one's in Nigeria, and I think she gave him what in our money like $3 a day, and they did the this 2-acre field of rice. They harvested whatever, but for them it's okay,
right?
Because whatever. And I was looking at somebody else I know in Kenya. She's like, I'm not doing all that farming. I hire people. And I was looking at the cost. I was like, oh, I can do that too. you know.
Okay.
But I do want to be hands on.
Gotcha.
But I'm not going to do everything because I want things done kind of quickly because it takes a while.
Years
to
to
grow certain
produce.
things.
Right.
And then they'll tell you, you can graft certain trees. Basically, you take a young tree that doesn't produce fruit, and you take a mature tree that does have fruit. You take the limb, and you kind of like a Lego connect it, and then now you have
it'll
a
grow
tree.
faster.
Yes.
Yeah, gotcha.
So I looked into that too. But yeah, I wanted to do average of 12 trees per species. Now, some of them I probably like. I don't know if I want to grow tamarind.
What is that?
Something that you get, that drink that you get from the Mexican or what was it?
Latino.
Whatever. You get that from their restaurants, but it's really good. But I saw a video on how you harvest it and get it to the juice thing. I was like, that's way too much work.
Okay.
So that's why I wouldn't get it. But they had everything, not everything, but they had enough. Right?
Okay.
One thing I wanted to grow, and I've never had it before, but it looks good, is you ever heard of persimmon?
Yes.
Have you ever had one?
No. They have them here.
Where? Oh, I know they have it in the U.S.
Yeah.
But I've never seen it.
I bet you could find it at Wegmans or at the fruit market on Reisterstown that we go to.
Really?
I bet you could.
I'm going to have to look it up.
Yeah.
'Cause I do want to try those. And then, you ever heard of pawpaw?
No.
Okay. Pawpaw is like I don't want to describe it because I'm probably gonna be wrong, but they say it's like almost like a banana, and they got a whole bunch of big seeds in there, and it has maybe a custardy taste. People
You're not
describe
doing
it
good
differently.
describing it. Yeah, you're not doing
Yeah,
good.
but just imagine if I look up something and says what grows here, I'm gonna grow it.
Okay.
So that's what I'm looking at.
That sounds like a good plan.
Fruits and vegetables, everything.
Okay.
So that's what I'm gonna do.
All right. Sounds like you'll be busy. That's what it sounds like to me.
Food security.
Yeah, that's true. We might need to start thinking about that on a serious level. Very much so.
Have you ever grown anything?
No.
Nothing?
I can't keep nothing alive. I kept my children alive. I figured that was enough for me. I have a bamboo that I've been struggling with, but he's holding on.
Oh.
He's holding on.
Put that outside. That'll take over your whole
I know.
yard.
That's what I need to do.
Oh, I
don't have to have a fence. That's what I need to do.
When I say it'll grow out of control.
Yeah.
Like if you plant it, you have to actually put like a barrier.
Okay.
Under
So it won't.
In
Gotcha.
Yeah, like something like maybe concrete or something, but it's invasive to some places. Well, I don't know if I'm using the right term, but
Right.
it is uncontrolled in some places, and they kind of want to keep things.
Gotcha.
But
So I got a bamboo plant, and I
love
got the
bamboo.
plant that you gave me. So, and Gracie is doing fine, and we're gonna break it off and make Frankie soon.
Yeah.
And I killed the cactus, so I
killed the cactus?
I killed the cactus. I forgot to water it, and I know you could go months without watering it, but I just happened to look over there one day and it was like
It's
brown, and I'm like, oh my god, aloe! I can grow aloe.
But going back to your cactus, that could be resurrected. I have one cactus that I had at my office. It was small that I got from somebody, or I don't think I bought it, but I got it from somebody. And the reason why I got rid of it because I kept getting stuck by it.
Oh, okay.
So I gave it to a lady down at one of the government offices at the courthouse. And, I was always popping in when I'm
harass people.
And yes. And she got that thing growing.
Oh,
huge.
wow.
I mean, I was so proud. I was like, well, you did a good job.
I mean, some people just have that that green thumb. I just wasn't one of those people. So, and I don't think that was a cactus. I think it was a succulent because it didn't have pricklies. So that makes a difference.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Succulents are different.
What do you think the good thing about succulents? What's the good thing about succulents?
It was pretty. That's all I cared about. I didn't look into its history.
Well,
if
if you plant those, this for people out there who don't know, if you plant those, it also gives a better barrier against forest fires.
I did not know that.
Yeah, because it retains moisture and doesn't get dry. Like,
Look at you, Smokey the Bear.
yeah, I always look up stuff the
with the facts,
Yeah.
coming through with all the facts.
2 a.m. rabbit hole.
Not sleeping. Like, what are you doing up?
Yeah, like I discovered why the moon and the sun look the same size.
Okay. I'm not even letting you go through that. Nope.
But it's simple. Like, all right, so the moon is 1/400th the distance from Earth to the sun,
Okay.
right? And the sun the sun was 1/400th, or the Earth is 1/400th the distance away from it was something like that. But it was so funny because it was that same exact percentage that it's
The
random.
distances.
Like where the Earth right here is
Right.
in the most perfect zone.
Okay.
That you can be in any type of solar system. Is in the habitable zone. It has the we call it the perfect warmth. Like,
Right.
if you move 10 degrees this way or 10 degrees this way, it goes from a barren planet to a frozen planet. We're actually literally
In the middle.
the perfect
Okay.
everything. And because of where Jupiter is, when we have you see all the crazy movies, the scientific with the asteroids coming to destroy the Earth or whatever. Jupiter, because of its position, it actually pulls things away
From us. Okay.
So yeah, we're in like one of the perfect, as perfect can be,
Okay.
zones. I have to throw
So
that
he
there.
can go down this rabbit hole, family. I'm telling y'all, we will be up all night. We will. And listen, somebody sent me this thing like, what friend would you call if you had to call somebody at 2:00 in the morning? Who would you think pick up? I was like, he woke. That would be the person I would call. Psycho, because I know he woke, looking on that computer at some randomness. So yeah, you would be the person I call because you're up checking random facts.
And it filters in my dreams sometimes too.
I imagine so.
Yeah, so it's-
That's what happens, especially like a lot of that happens if I leave the TV on too. Like it'll filter into,
Yeah, like I discovered that by looking at vampire movies. that was not good. That's good. I did have a dream. I had a dream. I don't remember what the details was, but I realized I was dreaming in the dream.
Ooh.
And I was trying to prove it to the people that was in the dream. I said, "Look, this got to be a dream. This got to be a dream. Watch this. I'm a fly." And I started flapping my arm, and I was actually flying. I'm like, "See, it's a dream."
Oh my
And I'm
gosh.
like, "How does that happen?" Because usually when you realize something is a dream, you wake up.
Right.
Right. Not me.
That's all them rabbit holes you go down.
Yeah,
That's what that is. Yeah. So that's freaking out. Yeah.
So what's new? What's going on in the world today?
Listen, I have such anxiety. What's the word everybody uses? Overstimulated. Like
Overstimulated?
That's
From
the word
news?
everybody's using. I'm overstimulated. But it's just giving me a level of anxiety that I don't ever remember having in life. Now, I will say that they tell you that menopause will make you anxious. Like that's a new part of your life when you're in menopause. But it's just like every day is something, and it's just like how do you live at that level of anxiety all the time? It is exhausting.
It is.
It's exhausting, and it's just like how do I calm myself, right, and think that things are going to get better. Like I have always been that person that, even in my job, when people come to me, I'm like, there is something that's better on the other side. I've always been that person. I've always can see
Most people run.
it's gonna get better, but I can't do that
Can't.
anymore. I don't feel that anymore.
You don't feel it's going to get better? Not in the short term.
Yeah.
Maybe the long term.
I don't know, because I feel like things are happening that's going to have long-term effects,
That I will agree with.
and
That
it's not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I woke up and I've tried. I've never not been a person that watched the news. I've always watched the news. I've always watched local. I've always watched world. I've always watched some kind of news. But now I found myself like I don't want to do that anymore.
Because it brings you stress.
It
anxiety.
does. And I woke up to a bulldozer to the White House
Oh, I
the
saw
other
that.
morning. And I'm like, how is this happening? Like, how is this happening? And how has this not been, how is nobody stopping it? How is it happening? How is nobody stopping it? And what kind of person are you that this place that's been here for hundreds of years is
Right.
not good enough for you?
Right. So he justifies things by saying, and this is the narcissistic personality disorder I think he has, that he's like, well, everybody wants this and everybody's been saying this. He's a pathological liar, but you know, they've been wanting to do this for 100 years, and you know, but I'm going to get it done, and but no, you want to do it because you want people to see that I did this, I accomplished this, and this is my showroom.
But that's not okay.
Yeah.
That's none of this is okay.
Right.
None of this is okay.
So I posted something on Facebook in regards to that. Not so much this how much, $100 million ballroom, whatever it is.
yes.
But you know, one of the things that's a reoccurring theme is that, or response that people say, nobody's doing anything about it. And if nobody's doing anything about whatever, you're going to do it. You're going to keep doing things because you know
Right.
nobody's
stopping you. Yeah.
So now he's trying to get the Justice Department of Justice. I don't know if you heard that one, right?
I don't know.
He's trying to get the Justice Department because he's the head, and he's going to try to order them to pay him $230 million
I did hear that.
because of what it cost him for the allegations they had against him.
Yeah, I did hear that.
And his I guess his he considers the theft of the election.
Of what election?
Yeah,
The theft of what election?
the it's Biden, how they stole the election with him and Biden.
Oh, they think that
He
thinks that the election was stolen from him when Biden won.
yes, you know he's been saying that. That's what all this stuff was about,
Yeah.
and then the fact that he did that, and then he got the allegations against him because he was trying to find
Right.
votes here and
Right.
do all this. And
Right.
I saw the breakdown, and it was when I saw how they had the breakdown of the evidence, I was like, he's getting convicted, he's going to prison. But of course,
He did not.
exactly. So it's like the whole system is just breaking down, and he's pressing that. One way they can thank him, and one way, because he's finding all the cracks and the flaws in the system, and
Okay.
if they look at that after his term is over, or after whatever happens with him, they can go and say, you know what, let's fix this so this
Yeah.
doesn't happen again.
Yeah, okay. That gives me a little glimmer
If they do it.
if they do it. That
So,
gives me a little glimmer.
yeah.
I'm just like, I can't even handle it. I cannot even handle it. I can't talk to people about it because I blow up. Like I feel like a puffer fish, you know. If somebody mentions him, I'll just go poof, 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 poof,
Like,
poof, you know?
Do it.
It's just like, what are you talking about? You know, I feel like poor people are just gonna die. I feel like people are going to die and nobody cares. Like people need SNAP. People need their medicine. I have a friend right now who has so many medical problems. And they told her that she no longer qualifies for medical assistance.
Really?
She does not make enough money. She says she charged her last batch of medication. It was $2,500
For one batch of medication.
for her 1 month of medication. So she's like, I got one more credit card. I'm going to get my next month of medication. I don't know what else to do.
And it's life-threatening medication.
Yes, she's got heart issues. She's got blood pressure issues. She's got all of these things. Like she's got this issue with her blood pressure that it goes up to 200. Like her top number can go up to 200. The bottom number can go that far too. So they have not been able to control it. And now what the doctor is telling her that because her pressure is getting this high, it's causing problems with her eyes and problems with her heart. and she can't sustain. You know, you can't.
And it's going to hit her kidneys.
Right. All of this stuff is going to start happening. So all of that medication is to prevent all of those things from happening. And I think she got a 2% raise, and it knocked her out of being, because he put some new things into place.
Right.
It knocked her out of being able to get medical assistance. Wow. And where she works, the insurance is too high. Like the insurance would be $700 a month for her out of pocket.
Wow.
So like people are going to die. Like that's where my anxiety is. People are going to die. He's talking about taking SNAP benefits away from people.
I heard
like
that.
People need food. Like, what are you doing?
That was the thing that they quoted him. And I didn't read the article. Again, I was trying to avoid my early morning anxiety, whatever. But he said that was going to end. He said was it Medicare and Social Security? He said was going to end. And I didn't get into the whole, why.
Right. Because it's no reason why.
Right.
It's no reason why.
Right.
Like, if all of those things are going to end, stop taking this money out of my check.
Well, yes. And two, here's the thing. We can go down a list of things that's causing anxiety for the average person. So, all right, you mentioned the Medicaid, Medicare, SNAP, and they've been trying to do that for years.
I know.
Right?
I know.
So let's get into why what we were talking about. Like, nobody's doing anything to halt it, right? So this morning we were talking about, not you and I, but we were talking about, when I say we, talking people online, about how they're changing. The red states are trying to change the, we call it the congressional districts to squeeze out the Democrats. So they're trying to get more seats.
Right.
And the reason why they want to do that, so at the midterms, where typically that changes, that he can maintain control over the House of Representatives, which controls the money, which also starts the impeachment process. So, and it's blatant. This is blatant violation. And again, going back to nobody's doing anything about it. So you have Texas that's doing it. Florida was looking into it. So it was another state that they didn't have the votes to do it.
Okay.
But of course, he called everybody who that didn't give him the votes, and he's pressuring them to do that. So he's blatantly trying to cheat.
Yeah,
nobody's doing anything about it. So if he does that, then he gets the opportunity to start cutting all the different things that is against the law. So he can get rid of certain programs that legally has to be done by Congress. He can't just say, I'm going to get rid of it and end it. But what he could do is he can snatch the funds away from it. Right. So it can't do this job.
It can't survive. So it can't survive.
And that's what he's been doing, him and Elon Musk, before he left. So that's a big thing to worry about for everybody. Yeah. If you're concerned about the environment, if you're concerned about justice.
Your food, you're getting rid of Food and Drug Administration, so we're going to be eating rotten food again, and
unsafe. And in this country, corporations only do the right thing because they're forced to do it.
Absolutely.
And if you take away that,
absolutely, the whole Hulu Disney deal with I can't even think of his name.
Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's just like everything. It's just like every day is something different. It's measles outbreak in a state. And I'm like, I thought we fixed this. Like,
you put a moron in charge of Health and Human Services, or whatever it's called now.
Yes. So it's just like, I thought we fixed this. I thought our kids were safe. Didn't we why are we here again? Why are we even something as innocuous, and I don't think it really is, as the whole Super Bowl Bad Bunny thing. I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. But I won't say that. I've seen the face. I've seen him around. I've heard the name.
I know now.
Before this, I couldn't tell you what songs he sang. Right. Every TV in my house is gonna have Bad Bunny on Super Bowl, just because y'all don't want it. Well, just because they don't want it.
Well,
right.
His two Trump's support. I'm gonna say, whatever. He did say it. Well, people, he's from Puerto Rico.
Yes,
right?
but he's an American citizen.
Right. Well, the thing is, to Trump's, benefit, whatever. He did say that the president of Puerto Rico and the president of the Virgin Islands were bad people or didn't know what they was doing.
Oh, God. The projection.
So I was like, okay, so he told the truth for once. Whatever.
Whatever.
But yeah, you have that, and it's like society is they're jumping on board this train that just to me like has so many parallels to Nazi Germany, and people don't see that.
Right.
They really just don't see it.
Or they don't want to see it.
They don't want to see it.
They don't
I
want
would
to
buy
see
that.
it.
But then you got, I'm telling you how lawless this country is. Aside from them doing, and he's going to ignore the laws. So whistleblower, they had this guy who worked for Department of Justice, right? He worked for Trump the first time, did a good job defending his policies on immigration or whatever, and got a raise. This time, he got fired because he wouldn't sign on some document that said something that was not true.
Right.
And he became a whistleblower.
Okay.
So he said he couldn't believe that there were lawyers, the Department of Justice lawyers that went into court and basically flat out lied, and they purposely ignored court orders. Like they said it ahead of time. F that. We're going to do what we want to do. So what happens when these checks and balances break down?
Aren't there. Right.
Exactly. So
Right.
that's the alarming part, and you can see that in almost everything. Now, this is what bothered me this morning. So, and it bothered me before, but this is a new one. The Navy shot up another boat in the Caribbean.
Oh my God.
Or around the Caribbean, and his alleged drug dealers from Venezuela. So I'm
How do they know that before they start shooting?
bingo.
Okay.
He said
sorry.
intel,
Okay,
and I'm
okay.
like, all right. So even Rand Paul, of all people, gets on there and he says they don't make fentanyl. Not even some. They don't make it. It's none. We already know fentanyl usually comes from China.
Right.
But that was his thing. They're bringing fentanyl and this and that, and
Right,
they're coming into
right.
the American cities, whatever. Now the thing is, you're just blowing up boats. And then when you bring up the fact that these boats are motorized boats, like motor boats that you would have to refuel 12 times before you even reach the United States. So obviously, or fishing boats that that won't make the trip.
Right. Right.
But you're saying they're coming to bring drugs into the United States.
Right.
That's one of the problems. It doesn't match. It doesn't fit.
Yeah.
Secondly, what happened to due process? What happened to
Right.
actually, and I know there has to be some international laws they're violating, but nobody's
Right.
saying anything. When I was in the Navy so many years ago, we had this thing we did called LEO Ops, Law Enforcement Operations. We worked with Coast Guard and stuff like that. We captured people that were was smuggling drugs and stuff like
Right.
that, and we didn't blow them up.
Yeah.
you captured them, you brought the evidence, and you brought them into court like it's supposed to happen.
Right.
They've decided that we're the United States, we can do what we want. Him and that white supremacist director, or what's he called? The War Department now. The Secretary of Defense is now the Secretary of War. Him decides that they can do whatever they want. You're going to start blowing up boats coming from another country that's not even in U.S. waters
Oh my God.
with your so-called intelligence that's saying that, they're drug boats. That doesn't even match. Even if they are drug boats, they're not even able to reach the U.S. They're not
Right.
in U.S. waters. How do you think that's legal?
Oh my God.
So yeah,
So it's people on these boats who are currently dead
yes,
because of the United States for absolutely no reason.
yes, we are state-sponsored terrorists.
Yeah, we are. Well, we've been that for quite some time.
But now it's more blatant and open,
Yeah.
and like we don't even, it's like we don't care because
Yeah.
we feel. Now I say we, I'm talking about the government. This administration feels that nobody can touch us. Nobody
Right,
can, we're
right.
not worried about you, whatever.
Right.
But yet the country is suffering. Now let's
Yes.
go back to the farmers of the Midwest.
Oh yes, have no workers.
overwhelmingly-
Have no workers.
Overwhelmingly supported Trump.
Yep.
Right? They have no workers. I just saw a video where they had this farm. It must have been it must have looked like it was 100 acres of just tomatoes, and they were just sitting on the ground, falling rotten because they had no workers.
Which
there.
means we're paying more for
Yes.
tomatoes, or we might not even be able to get tomatoes.
Right. So the raids have chased off all
Yes.
the people. So that's one. The second part was because of his tariffs.
Yes.
All those farmers who was selling stuff overseas, I mean, the majority of their products was going overseas and getting all this money. Now
Can't.
China picked them up from another country. So
Right.
they're billions of dollars. They went from having customers,
Mm-hmm.
buyers, to skip the less money for their
Right.
crops to none
no money.
whatsoever.
Right.
So now they're hurting. You know, and they're vocal, but guess what? Everybody knew it. You were told about it ahead of time.
People
and,
hear what they want to hear.
and guess what? I guarantee you the next election cycle, they're still going to vote red. I guarantee it. Now, mind you, this is what I always put on Facebook. I don't always blame Trump for everything that he does that's criminal or, you know, whatever, because Congress has the power.
Right. Somebody should be stopping him.
And the responsibility.
Right.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
come election day, you know, hold the Congress
Yep.
responsible for letting him do those things.
Yep.
If you're not letting him do those things, then it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
You know, so
I agree 100%. I agree. Yeah, it's messy. It's
Yeah.
messy, and I'm so uncomfortable all the time. I'm trying not to take medication, but that's our reality. But you know, it's at some point I'm concerned about my job. You know, we help people with Medicare and Medicaid. It's starting to trickle in where the people who have been coming to us for years no longer have insurance. So it's just like, where they going to get their help, where they going to get their medication. There going to be people out on the street. It's just, yeah. I have a level of anxiety that I don't think I've ever had in my entire life.
So you don't think that he's America first?
Sure. As long as you're rich and white and male.
Now, let me tell you this. I'm gonna tell you this. This is all of the ironic things that you want to say. I told you so, right? Mm-hmm. So now we talked about the farmers. Now, the beef producers, farmers, right? That's so
Cattle, yeah.
Yes.
Cattle
Now,
industry.
is going to Argentina. Now, the thing is, he likes the president of Argentina because he gives him compliments and, he's,
Right,
whatever.
right.
So where these guys are struggling with, with their crops and the beef industry,
Right.
That's high. They're going to allow the Argentinian beef producers to bring their food into the U.S., right? And he bought, I forgot what it was. It was like some ungodly amount of money of Argentinian currency. Basically, you're giving the money away to support them so they don't,
This is
whatever.
giving me a headache.
But yeah, so now the farmers are like, well, you giving them money and then you're saying that you're gonna give us a bailout because of the problems that you caused.
Right. Right.
There's like, and these guys was up there saying, we don't want a handout.
Right.
We want
The way it was. We just want to
Exactly.
be able to make a living
Exactly.
like everybody else. But yeah, this is what you voted for.
Yep.
And like you said, people hear what they want to hear. Yeah, that's
And
where we
again,
are.
guarantee you, come next election cycle, they will. I wish we can just fast forward. We'll come back to this. and
next term when we yeah, I mean, just
Yeah.
even like I saw an article where this I want to say Kentucky. Kentucky's a red state.
Yes.
Okay. One clinic, rural clinic, been open 30 years.
yes,
Closed down.
yes.
Closed down because of all of these things that he's putting in place, and they were 75% Trump supporters.
Yep.
And now they don't have a clinic.
Now, speaking of that, how do you purposely say I'm going to cut all these different programs for blue states?
Yes, that's the other thing.
How?
Yes, how do you get away with that? Yeah, no, you can't do that.
You're not
you can't
president
do that.
of the red states,
Right.
Or how they call on the internet, dumb fuckistan. You're not you know, it's just. I agree with you. This is a time where I think in our lifetime we've never seen anything like this, and I don't even know has ever done that ever in the history of this country. But I know definitely not my lifetime.
Definitely not my lifetime.
And again, Kamala Harris told him ahead of time this is what he's going to do, and he's doing every single thing.
And every single thing in his project. I kind of blew up at my coworker, and she was like, "Have you seen that 2020 project 2025 or whatever it was?" And I was like, I don't want to hear nothing else about it. I want to hear people saying they're going to vote. That's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything about this thing. I'm over it, because you will sit home and you will read this and you will pass it around on the internet, but your ass will not get up and go vote. Yeah. So I'm over it. Don't ask me about that. So the information was there. You saw the information. You decided to do something else. And this is where we are.
And you saw the first 4 years. Now, all right, so speaking of voting.
I don't think it was that bad. I mean, it was bad. It was bad. I don't feel like it was as bad as it is right now.
Right, exactly. So funny about that. We said that we thought the world was going to end when George Bush was in.
Right.
Right. So George Bush gets out. Now, let me say something about George Bush. Even though I didn't like his policies, and I thought, it was he favored the rich, as most Republicans does, and he was worse than the whatever. But you know what? He wasn't a bad person.
Right.
He was still a statesman. His intent was, you didn't agree with him, but his intent
was not to hurt people.
Right. Now we got a guy who really is unfit to be in charge of anything. Right. And we're like, how could we actually get worse? Right. Now, I'm gonna go on record and say it's impossible for us to get anybody worse than him. I'm going to go on record and say that. Like I said with George Bush.
I'm scared. I'm not saying it out my mouth. I'm scared. I'm not putting that bad juju out.
Yeah,
I'm afraid.
Like, what did she say? She said he was going to weaponize the Department of Justice. The same thing that he accused
them of doing.
Right?
Yep.
With all the evidence they had.
Yep.
Now he fired 2 federal district attorneys, right? Because they found out that there's no evidence to indict the Attorney General of New York, Letitia James, right? Nothing whatsoever,
right?
And they tried.
They don't have anything. They're going to keep trying.
So what does he do? He fires them, and he puts somebody in who's a loyalist that'll just
it's going to make up something else.
So he did that to Attorney General. He did it to, who was the other one he did? To James Comey.
Oh, James Comey came with receipts though. Right. He was like, "Come on."
Was dismissed. If I'm not mistaken.
Come on.
He did it to former, what was he? He was Bolton.
Oh,
John Bolton.
Yeah.
He was what was he? He was not CIA. He was whatever he was. He was whatever. All the people that he considered enemies, he's now
trying to go after.
Right. Yep. Now.
And is that a dictator?
Absolutely.
I'm just asking, just
he said,
putting it
I'm
out
not
there.
king. I'm not, they keep saying I'm a king and this and that, whatever. And you're a child.
Oh my God.
You got all these things to worry about yet, but you're out here producing AI videos.
Right. And tweeting. Like, who has time to tweet?
Yeah, that's his thing. This is the worst time. I think I can't recall any leader, But it was another person I think he was trying to go after. Sorry, you got Bolton, you have Letitia James.
I'm sure it's a list.
You have, you know who's going to be next? Oh, you got James Comey. You know who's going to be next?
Who?
Adam Schiff.
Why?
Adam Schiff led the impeachment process.
Right.
So they tried it before.
Right.
But now that he's
right.
And that idiot attorney general that we have, Bondi.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the hearings. What was the hearings on? But they had her and they had Kash Patel.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the most unprofessional, responsive of a government leader, literally
horrible.
They tell you they're unfit.
Right.
Right.
You clearly see that they are unfit.
My thing is this: the solution to this is you have to have. This is some of the changes that we have to have. You have to have the Department of Justice out from the control of the executive. Because if you have the control of the executive have control over you, who's will keep
Who's going to check? Yeah,
Right.
nobody's
So-
going to have checks and balances.
There should be
Yeah.
a independent. Maybe that Department of the Department of Justice should be under Congress. You know, at least they have a chance.
Right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, that definitely has to. And then
Yeah.
the court systems aren't any better. Supreme Court was the worst
Supreme
Supreme
Court.
Court.
Clarence Thomas should be gone.
Yes, he should.
Clarence Thomas should be gone. I'm sorry. He just should not.
Thomas, and I saw an article that said they should impeach John. Who's the Chief Justice? God, I forgot his name. But anyway, he's not the one that should be gone. It should be Alito and Thomas.
Yep.
Those are the two
Yep.
that should be gone.
Yep.
The other three were liars. You know, maybe there's a case for that too, but those two are just the worst. And what's his name? Is it like Smith? It's something common.
Chief Justice of Supreme Court,
Yes.
John Roberts.
John Roberts, yes.
Yep.
Yes. And I thought out of those conservative judges, he was probably the most reasonable one.
Right. Right.
You know, but he's not controlling. I don't think he's leading because you know, but we have some really bad institutionalized things that we have to
Yeah,
fix.
and that's one of them. I don't think
Yeah.
they should have lifetime
I don't-
appointment.
I don't
I
either.
don't think they should have lifetime appointment.
I understand why they did that. So, you know, you can't be controlled every single time but it's happening.
Right,
You know, it's
right.
happening.
It's happening. Yeah, they should not have lifetime appointments. Like simply because I'm a different thinker in my 20s than
Right.
I am in my 60s.
Right.
So, hello.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and people tend to hold on to some things that they shouldn't hold on to. And Clarence Thomas is just, I can't even tell you how much I feel like he is so disrespectful of that position.
And nobody's holding them accountable.
Nobody's holding him
for
accountable.
The money situations that they got in.
Yes.
You
Well,
know,
why would you if a country gives you a plane?
Right.
Why would you say anything to him? Those little trips are nothing compared to some of the things that I'm getting over here.
Oh Lord.
Woo, yes. We could, yeah.
All right. So one last thing. I'm gonna mention about this whole thing. Going back to you talking about the voting. So we just had the No Kings protest, right? And I think they said something like 600 or 6,000 cities, different, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But it was like 7 million people.
Yeah.
They estimate.
They were out.
I was
Thank
so
you.
proud.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was so proud.
Everybody who participated, thank you.
But one guy, when I was posting that, I was just posting on social media. One guy said, "Okay, that's all fine and dandy and everything, but what counts is votes."
Yep. Yep.
Right.
He's not lying. My son said that was a parade. He was like,
Yeah.
ain't nobody get arrested. Ain't nobody get tear gas. That's a parade, not a protest.
So funny enough, they didn't have any disturbances outside of the people that was arrested. Were guess what? Were MAGA.
Yep.
And you know they kept calling them, well, it's you know if they're anti-American. They were waving American flags. And
Yep.
they were fighting for democracy and anti-fascism.
Yep.
But again, to what the guy said, we got to translate that into voting.
Votes. Yes.
You know, even
Yes.
and we say this every time. It's like,
We
this is
do.
important.
We
Or at least like, this
do.
is an important election. This is an important election.
Please
This is an
do
important
it.
election.
Please go out. And it's got to be local too. It's got to be
Yes.
local too. You can't just
Yes.
vote for the president. It's got to be local because that's where your changes start. You know.
I saw a chart that you know how they say Republicans control this state. And,
Yeah.
You know, I saw a chart during the election that said basically they had the Democratic presidential candidate, the Republican presidential candidate, and did not vote. Right. And to see who controlled all the states. Guess who won the election?
Did not vote.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe
Yeah.
it. Like you got to vote, and I emphasize that with everybody that I talk to, young people, old people, everybody. I did not know that my mother did not vote until Obama. I never knew that. It just never occurred to me. I don't think my sister votes either, and I'm just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You know.
Yeah, that's and I think a lot of people have this thing that my vote don't count.
Yep.
And you're right. It doesn't count because you didn't vote.
Right.
So, I mean,
right.
you know,
And my whole thing to that is that if it didn't count, they wouldn't be trying to stop you.
Right, exactly.
And that's what I tell everybody who tells me that. I tell them that exactly same thing. They wouldn't be trying to stop you. They wouldn't be trying to jerry rig the where you can vote and how you can vote and what time you can vote. If it didn't matter, you know, it'd be open. It'd be free. People wouldn't have been getting shot, had dogs set on them, all of these things.
So there was a study, or maybe I read it in a book before, but they did the studies, and they said if everybody who was eligible to come out to vote actually voted, Republicans would never win the House, the Senate, or the White House.
And that's why they're trying to rig it now.
Absolutely.
That's exactly why they're trying to rig it now.
The smaller the turnout favors Republicans. You know, and they're not dumb by any means. You know, it's just the fact that, and I'm not talking about the voters. I'm talking about the the people who were actually in office. They know these things.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not, you know, hidden. But if I had to ask you a question, like, give me 3 things that you think could change for the better when it comes to this situation that we're in. If you had to change 3 things, what would it be?
I get rid of the president and the vice president.
No, I mean, well, not including people.
Okay.
All right, because you know that usually changes. What institutionalized things would you say needs to change? Like laws? Or how things
definitely
go?
Some laws. Okay. Definitely, like I said, the Supreme Court. I don't feel like they should have lifetime appointment.
Okay,
that's one of them.
The Supreme Court.
I also think, like you were saying, that certain branches shouldn't be under the president.
Okay,
we need to move some of those over to maybe Congress or figure out a different kind of way, because if the president gets the say, he can control the laws. You know, what's that saying, that he who holds the pen writes the story or something like that. So some of those, I don't know, a third thing. And maybe, like you said, everybody who's capable of voting needs to vote.
Right.
Everybody, and we got to figure out how we make this a real thing. Like how we can make it tangible for people to know that this is important to do.
What I would do, one of the first things is the congressional districts. I would have an independent panel to write those things, because one of the things I didn't know is I looked up, you know, Texas is always red, right?
Always.
Why did I look up and it was like 1 million or 2 million more Democrats in Texas than Republicans, but yet they have the least amount of power.
That's crazy.
Right. You're talking about millions, right? So I would do that and make it fair. Make it fair.
Is it that they're not voting, or is it how the lines are drawn to where they can vote?
How the lines are drawn is most of the problem.
Okay.
You know, because they can. How the Civil Rights Act says you're not supposed to pack a district. Like you can, like let's say Houston's, you know, pretty much more African American, blah blah blah. So if you took the Houston area and you kind of made it a square, it would take all the other counties.
Gotcha. And,
you know, flip. But if you write a district that's just including Houston,
right,
and maybe some other minority communities, now you got one electoral
vote,
right? Mm-hmm. So all those things I think need to change too. Again, like you said, change that. The Department of Justice, period, needs to be from make it an elected position.
Ooh,
make it an elected position and be independent, because now you know when you elect somebody, they have to go on their merits, right? And then they're not beholden to the president,
right? And so, if you're not doing what you don't supposed to, you out of there.
Right? Mm-hmm. So that's 2. It was something. What was the first one you said?
The Supreme Court.
So okay, so I'm not sure about the.
I don't think they should have lifelong appointment.
I don't think they should either. But if I had to pick 3, that's not going to be my top.
Gotcha.
It was definitely the Department of Justice. I know what it was. The what do you call it? The presidential powers needs to be. They have recently given him too much. The president shouldn't be immune to prosecution.
Yeah, I agree. You know, I agree.
If they are, only in very small circumstances, that's one. And when I talk about presidential powers, the whole powers of pardoning need to be curbed, because how do
Yeah,
actually
didn't
hold
he
him
just
accountable?
pardon okay,
Well,
sorry.
he pardoned all the January 6
Six people, yeah.
and a lot of them got rearrested. A lot of them were pedophiles. But aside from that, one of the Republican, I don't know if he's a congressman in the Senate, but the guy from New York, he was supposed to serve 7 years, and I think he hasn't even served a year yet. He got his sentence commuted.
Jesus. So, oh God.
That means the restitution,
Yes,
everything was
So
wiped
it's
out.
kind of like you didn't even do this
Correct.
crime.
Now, if I was a president and I wanted to, let's say I was conspiring with other people to do certain things and they got caught up in whatever, and I said, well, listen, go ahead and take that, and I'm gonna just go ahead and pardon you. So it doesn't matter. If I pardon you, that it just throws out a whole conviction.
You should be impeached.
Exactly. But that's too much power. So those are the three things that I would do. Curb the presidential powers, the Department of Justice, and what was the third thing I said?
The districts.
Oh yeah, the districts. And I think that would make it fair anyway, because like obviously Nebraska or Oklahoma, probably they're still going to have as many.
Right.
Oh, let me throw this in there too. It needs to have more parity. Like some of those smaller states should not have the same power as some of the other states, I think. I know it was against our thing, but
Right.
I don't think the distribution is
Equal.
When it comes to the smaller states. They get more than what they're worth when it comes to representatives.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
the calculation that they do, and I forgot what it was, is like if you get over a certain amount of people, you get a vote. Oops, you get a vote.
Right.
But some of the states are getting more than what, like say California.
Right.
California gets a lot of representatives because they got a huge population, but it's still
So
not,
you're saying Nebraska shouldn't have the same as California?
it shouldn't be the same ratio.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. If
Based on
California
how many
has-
people you
Correct.
have in that state.
If California has 600 representatives and Nebraska has 2, so be it.
Right.
You can't have the small holding up everybody else. And I know they did that just to give them parity.
Right.
Whatever,
right.
but
To try to make it
yeah,
fair. But
yeah. So
you're right.
that needs to be fixed.
Ooh, yeah, we could talk about this one forever, but
Yeah.
it'll make my brain hurt, and my anxiety level can't take it.
Yeah.
It just cannot take it. I'm just like every single day there's something else, and it's wearing you down.
You might need a therapist. And guess what? That's my part-time job. I could be a
Oh,
therapist.
jeez.
I could be a therapist. What do you
No, I'm
think?
good.
We need a word of the day.
I'm good. I do not know.
Corruption.
We did not talk about. Well, we did talk about
Yeah.
corruption. We did.
Everything that's been done is corruption. We didn't even talk about the whole thing with Israel too. That's another one. But yeah, the word of the day is corruption.
Okay, corruption.
And what do you guys think about what we talked about as far as what's going on? How does it affect you? You can catch us at www.hottopics, that's TOPIX podcast.com, and give us your feedback on that, or you can email us at hottopicspodcast@gmail.com. Let us know how you feel, how it's affecting you.
And what do you do with your anxiety? Or if you have any, because some people might not have any. No.
I live with it. So, all right. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you, family, for listening to the latest episode of Hot Topics. As usual, listen, like, share, subscribe. Ta.